All right, 2 releases means 2 videos. So we just got finished shooting the DNA coil video. We got some pretty fresh oil here, so we only threw about a game's worth of shots. So time to get into the Idol. Great thing about the Idol, and I know I'm kind of like beating a dead horse here. I kind of have the same feeling as I did with the Attention Star. I was like, I don't know if there's anything better I could be throwing right now. So for a few weeks, I was just coming into league with 3 bowling balls, a plastic ball, an Idol, and an Attention Star. And I kind of felt like one ball was just nice and smooth and I can throw it all 3 games. And one ball was a little bit longer and a little bit stronger and I could throw it all 3 games. But the reason I wanted to say that is because I got Buddy here with me again. And so come on out, Buddy. And what he's going to show you today is how it almost feels like you can just kind of do anything with it, right? It's like a do anything ball. It's like a Swiss Army knife.
Pretty close.
So he's going to kind of be showing you how he can be a Swiss Army knife. I don't have the confidence in myself to do that within a day's worth of shooting a video because I feel like I'm going to make a fool of myself. But what
I'm good at that though. I'm good at that. We got that covered.
But what I will do is I'm going to compare it to what I think is probably the Swiss Army knife of bowling balls, the IQ Tour. I love my IQ Tour. I love my Idol. They kind of feel the same to me, where it's like I can throw it at the start of the day, I can throw it at the end of the day. One thing I do want to preface, this is kind of just like before we get into it, my IQ Tour, I have never touched the surface on it. I've had it for about a year and a half. I've never cleaned it. So it's going to look like it's like spit shine, lane shine, like super polished.
You don't want to take the magic off.
I haven't touched it. I love it. It's up there with the Attention Star in terms of balls that come in with me everywhere. So the surface on it is just out of box, thrown a million games, lane shine.
I was going to say, did you polish it?
We need that right up here. We just need that right up here.
It's not polished.
Right above me. Here,
Yeah.
I'm going to do like a little thing, and it's just, he's going to put...
Yeah. Scott does not polish his balls.
No, I can't do it. So
he takes the surface off of them before he'll polish them.
I suck it off, and then I just move myself back up.
Right.
All right, so let's get started here. I'm going to throw my Idol. Again, no practice yet, so...
we don't know what this ball's going to do for you.
I have no idea.
Let's give it a whirl.
It'll strike. All right. So this kind of taken off from where we were on the coil video.
See, if that were me, I would have carried that.
So that was the same place I was at with the coil towards the end of that video. So obviously this is a little bit less of a ball, which we expected. It's kind of like a mid-range, medium to heavy ball, where the DNA coil is a little bit more for the heavier side. So I'm going to march a little bit right here. Just going to kind of talk you through those 2 shots, and then we'll kind of see what we find out after the next 2 or 3 shots. All right. It's going to be a little bit more direct here. Try and do everything the same. Stay behind it. See what we got. Shake. Oh. All right, so missed right there. Let's not try and do that again. We're gonna leave it in though. A little more shake. Alrighty. So obviously the move was right now that we didn't miss and we threw one pretty good. Let's try that one more time with a little bit of a move right. Straighten up. Oh! All right, so I'm going to try and throw one more to try and show a strike, but I'm not really going to talk after it. Just kind of what I've seen so far. Like I said, no practice shots, so we're just kind of learning on the fly here. This thing's got a ton of lane shine on it. Beautiful bowling balls tend to get dirty kind of quick, so you can definitely tell it's not at the surface that it once was when it first came out of the box. So we're going to try and just kind of march a little bit more right. I'm going to try and keep the speed up and just try and stay behind it, get the ball to kind of roll out. I hope I leave a stone 8 because those are kind of cool to leave on video. But I'm curious to see what Buddy's does after this because ours are drilled kind of similar. His does look like it's got a little bit more of the surface held up on it. Mine looks like it's a little bit more shiny. So curious if it's the surface is starting to go away or what. But those shots were kind of interesting. You can kind of see how smooth that ball is. And that's one of the things that I love about this versus the Attention Star. I know they're nothing alike. You know, one's an ASIM Pearl, one's a symmetric solid, and the numbers are totally different. But just in terms of overall amount of hook and kind of where I feel I can throw them, it's very similar times I feel like I can throw them with just two totally different shapes. So let's go ahead and try this one more time. All right. So one more right here. I'm gonna try and not pick the speed up, but just stay behind this one. And there we go. That was the trick.
All right, so you just got to see Scott throwing his. Not that he threw the ball bad, it didn't strike for him, but once. That has nothing to do with the reflecting of the bowler. It just happened to be how his ball was shaping on the lane. We did throw the DNA coil and the virtual energy blackout on this, so we've kind of pushed some oil around, which kind of will change the pattern for us considerably. And these are a little weaker covers and weaker cores than the DNA coil and the virtual energy. So I have no idea how this is going to react. I do have a slower ball speed, and I don't have as much hand as Scott, so you may actually see a little more ball motion out of mine than what you would see with his. So let's see what happens. All right, I'm gonna stand like I did everywhere else. I'm standing on 25. I'm gonna look at 12 and see if I can get this thing down lane 6-7. That's what we call throwing it like. So if this were golf, I'd be on my 4th mulligan today, trying to throw a better ball here. So as I mentioned a moment ago, I do have a slower ball speed. So the ball is going to have a little more time to read the lane a little quicker, have a little more shape than what Scott's is. And again, with Scott having the revs, that compensates for it. So he's making the same movement, but mine's a little different. All right, so like Scott, I'm not striking, but he managed to get one. So let's see if I can do the same. Oh yeah, Bobby Walters, that was for you, baby. All right, so not that the lanes have transitioned or anything, but I'm gonna move about 7 left with my feet, and I'm gonna look at about 16, 17 at the arrows and see if I can get this ball to shape down lane. There we go. For me, I'm not gonna compare it to another bowling ball right now. I found this ball extremely versatile for me in a lot of different situations. I don't know if I'm going to find it, I'm going to use it on house a lot, but I would definitely am going to be using it on tournaments, PBA patterns, especially mid-volume, mid-lane tournaments, or mid-length patterns like 36 to 39 foot patterns. Anything over that, I really don't think I'm going to use it until later in the block where the transition is needed and I need something a little smoother. The ball will be going with me to USBC Nationals. Will be one of my primary bowling balls, especially in singles and doubles. I don't have the best for urethane, so this is a ball that I'm going to be playing up the right-hand side with a little more, and hopefully best of luck with it. But I'm going to hand it back to Scott, and he's going to show you what his ball can do.
All right, just jumping right into the IQ Tour here. So the good thing about this IQ Tour and this Optimum Idol is they got the same layout. So standing in the same spot I just struck with the Optimum Idol. One of the things that you're going to see, the biggest similarity between these two bowling balls is obviously shape. They're both symmetric solids. Both are kind of benchmark E balls. I don't really like to use that term because obviously benchmark is different for everybody. They're just kind of balls that I feel like are just the Swiss Army knives of bowling. You know, you can just kind of throw them always, and they're always just there to kind of like bail you out. Like your soft pillow, no. We're gonna throw about 2 or 3 more with this IQ Tour, and then we're gonna throw the Idol again one more time, and then I'm gonna let Buddy try and explore a little bit, just like he said he wanted to do, and then we'll wrap things up. All right, same thing here. Just gonna move my eyes a little bit in because I know there's not a lot of hook to the right here. Sounds like you.
That's right.
All right. So obviously it looks like a little bit flatter of a house shot. So when we move the eyes in, the ball seems to hook a little bit more. We'll move a little bit left, not move my eyes. Try and open them up a little bit more. There we go. Oh! Whoa! Okay, so that's actually good because that was a move left off of a 4-pin, and that I thought that was going to split the 8-9, and it didn't. So this could be the lane shine, just making the ball a little bit more down lane, delaying the hook, reserving a little bit more energy, where the idol probably would have rounded off of it a little bit better. Let's see if it does. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Like I said while I was standing up there, this does feel a little bit flatter. You see our misses to the right don't really come back as much, and the misses inside kind of tend to take off. So on flatter patterns, you do need the bowling balls that are going to be a little bit slower and a little bit rounder. Okay, so this is where I might not be in the IQ Tour just because of the surface that's on it right now, and it might be in my idol. So we're going to try that same thing, kind of moving the eyes in, not getting it out too far, and see what the idol does. So that was a 2-board move left when we came high with the Tour. Same thing, we're not going to try and get this one out too far. Just kind of let it roll up. Just like the IQ. So that's pretty much exactly what I was saying. The shinier surface on the IQ, like I said, no polish, literally just throwing it and letting the lane do it. That shinier surface is going to help it reserve a little bit more energy, and the ball's going to be a little bit more angular. Great thing about this idol is comes pretty dull, tends to stay pretty dull. I've thrown it quite a few games and it's still not super shiny yet. So you can definitely tell the difference in shape is there. I want to throw one more just to kind of see if I can get it to go dead flush, and then Buddy's going to kind of take you all around the lane a little bit. Alrighty. So standing in the same spot. Let's see what we got. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You know what we call that? You wanna know what we call that? We call that optimum ball reaction right there. No pressure, but you have to beat the optimum ball reaction joke.
You know, Scott, you missed your calling. You shouldn't have been a teacher. You should have been like in advertising and marketing, because boy, you can call them out. You are definitely got that covered, man. So
thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to explore the lane a little bit with a ball that I find to be pretty versatile. I just mentioned when I threw it earlier. I'm going to start way left. I'm going to throw it right, and we're going to see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to strike. It's not my purpose. What I want you guys to see is what you can do with this ball in your hand from a variety of different parts of the lane. So again, I'm going to stand all the way left, which is really, I only get here when the lanes are completely toast or fried. I'm going to throw this ball closer to the 4th arrow to the right, and I'm going to circle it and see what happens.
And there is a high chance of injury. Please ask our staff for assistance.
So again, there's a lot of volume of oil here, still fresh shot. It's only been Scott and I bowling on it, but you can see that I just kind of circled it. The ball was able to make the shape down the lane that I want. Had the lanes been kind of transitioned a little more and broken down, that ball would have had a much stronger response. So as the lanes break down, use it. All right, I'm in the same spot. I'm gonna do the same thing, but instead of throwing it to like the 10 pin, I'm gonna throw it to the 3-6. Okay, I missed right, but you can see how this ball is able to shape. And imagine the fact that I don't have the hand. I don't have a rev rate and everything, but I'm able to get around that ball and get that ball to go out and make a turn. So I'm going to square up a little bit more. I'm going to move more towards the inside part of the lane and see what happens. All right, I'm going to move left here, probably about 7 or 8 boards. And I'm going to keep my eyes inside. And I'm going to look at about 16, 17, but I'm only throwing it to the 3-6. Again, versatility. I think that's what the Idol line has brought to many of bowlers. I had the Idol Cosmos. I absolutely loved that ball. I thought that was a fantastic game ball, especially when I was out there on tour. And I'm going to find that this Optimum Idol is going to give me an optimum chance at scoring. Right, Scott?
2 thumbs up.
All right, many of you like to see how a ball plays up the right-hand side, so I'm going to try and play this ball pretty much in between the first and second arrow. Ooh, almost struck, almost.
We'll just pretend.
Again, from a variety of different parts of the lane, you're seeing how this ball gives you choices. So let's wrap this up.
All right, so we're gonna move about 10 left here. Just kind of like what Buddy was saying. I've been able to throw this ball almost all 3 games. So obviously I'm gonna throw it a little different. I'm gonna bring the ball speed down and try and get around a little bit more. Let's see what we got. There we go. So it's kind of what I was just saying while I was up there on the approach. It just kind of feels like the ball's good from every part of the lane. If you want to come on out, we can just do our little outro right now. His was having a little bit of trouble recovering. It does feel like there's a little bit more oil on this than
there's a little more volume there in the middle.
Yeah.
So the ball skids through it. Once it skids through it, there's not enough time for it to respond on the friction down lane.
Yeah.
So.
Now is definitely not the time to be jumping left with it. 100%.
No, not at all.
Right.
Not at all. But you can still see the potential what this ball can do when the lanes transition.
100%. One thing I didn't mention at the beginning was this is actually my first ever idol. I've never
really.
I didn't drill a Helios, a Cosmos, a Synergy, a Pearl.
This is my second idol. It's my second idol.
So,
my Idol Cosmos is strictly a tour ball for me. I don't use it anywhere else but on PBA patterns.
It's what Charles was saying. Charles was saying this ball is really it's probably going to be a pattern ball for him more than anything. Yeah. This ball just feels like I said, a Swiss Army knife to me. It's just I feel like I can kind of throw it on anything.
Yeah.
So not really much to say that has been said already. This guy, I think I just made up my mind while we were shooting these videos. I'm just going to pay his plane ticket down here whenever 2 new balls come out. And we're just going to kind of keep doing this for fun. I think it's going to be a lot less stressful. And I know he says how much he loves doing this. So.
I do love doing this.
So,
I haven't done a video in a while, simply because I've done 5 regionals in the last month.
This guy's a bowler now.
Bowling local tournaments and having fun, and you know.
This guy's running people over down here.
Oh, I'm not running anybody
He's running people over on the regional tour. This guy's killing it. Just look out for him. First name, I'm going to let everybody know, it's Albert. So when you go and look up, you're not going to see Buddy Mountcastle on any of these regional sheets. You're going to see Albert Mountcastle.
Until I become famous and I can have a nickname like Belmo or something like that, and they can just use a name, you know.
Says the guy who's been using a nickname forever.
Yeah, but PBA won't let me use it, damn it.
Okay, I got you. All right. So for Scott Anderson and Scott Anderson Bowling.
Bowling with Buddy.
Bowling with Buddy, always check him out. If you guys don't, we're both on the Hypes channel. We got a really nice family down here of just people that support each other. So
that's true.
Thank you guys for everything. Head over to his channel. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe all of his videos. If you have any questions about layouts, you can go ahead and put them in the comments. Thank you guys as always for everything. Thank you, Buddy, for everything.
Always.
This is my guy right here. I'm sweating so much right now. I got
it's
droplets
the lights.
coming out.
We're under the lights. We're under the lights, that's all.
Under the lights of bowling.
We're filming.
Bowling. Oh, okay.
We're filming. Come
We'll
on.
go with that. All right. Outtake number 37. We're done. Thank you guys as always for everything. Squad RG. It's a Roto-Grip ball.
Yeah.
But as always, Storm Nation, baby.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
See you, man.